If you've spent any time looking for breakup advice online, you've probably heard the phrase, no contact. And chances are, you've heard it described as some kind of secret formula. Don't text them, don't call them, disappear for 30 days, and somehow they'll come running back. But here's the problem. Most people start no contact for the wrong reason. They treat it like a strategy, a technique, a way to trigger a reaction. And when that's the reason you're doing it, you're still emotionally tied to the outcome. You're still waiting, still checking your phone, still wondering if today's the day they reach out, still measuring your progress based on what they're doing instead of what you're doing. That's not freedom. That's just a different form of attachment. The real purpose of no contact is much simpler. It's space. Space to think clearly, space to calm down emotionally, space to stop reacting and start reflecting. Because after a breakup, most people aren't thinking clearly. They're hurt, they're confused, they're scared of losing someone they cared about. And when you're in that state, it's easy to make decisions you'll later regret. Sending another text, checking their social media, trying to convince them to come back, looking for answers they're not willing to give. No contact creates enough distance for those impulses to settle down. And that's where something interesting starts to happen. At first, no contact feels terrible. You keep reaching for your phone. You wonder what they're doing. You imagine conversations that aren't happening. The silence feels uncomfortable, maybe even unbearable. But after a while, the silence starts changing. Instead of thinking about them every minute, you start having moments where your attention shifts elsewhere. You focus on work. A friend makes you laugh. You get absorbed in something for an hour and realize you weren't thinking about the breakup the entire time. Those moments matter more than most people realize, because they're signs that your world is slowly expanding again. Let me ask you something. How long has it been since you last contacted your ex? A few days? A few weeks? A few months? Let me know in the comments. Because what happens during no contact often surprises people. They expect clarity about their ex. What they usually gain is clarity about themselves. You start seeing the relationship differently. You remember things you ignored. You recognize patterns you couldn't see before. You become more honest about what was actually working and what wasn't. That's difficult, but it's also valuable. Because healing isn't just about missing someone less. It's about understanding yourself more. Now, does no contact sometimes lead to reconciliation? Sure. Sometimes people reconnect. Sometimes they both grow. Sometimes the timing changes. That happens. But it shouldn't be the reason you're doing it. Because if your healing depends on whether your ex comes back, you're giving them control over your recovery. And that's a position nobody wants to stay in. The healthiest version of no contact isn't, I'm doing this until they miss me. It's, I'm doing this because I need space to heal, regardless of what they decide. It's a completely different mindset. And ironically, it's often the point where real progress begins. Not because you've stopped caring, but because you've stopped putting your life on hold. One of the biggest signs that no contact is working isn't that your ex reaches out. It's that you stop checking your phone every 5 minutes. You stop replaying the breakup every day. You stop needing constant reassurance. You start building routines that don't revolve around them. And little by little, your life starts feeling like yours again. That's the goal. Not getting a text. Not getting closure from someone else. Not proving anything. Getting yourself back. Because before you can move forward with anyone else, you have to reconnect with the person you've been neglecting through all of this. You. And that's what no contact is really about. If this video helped you, subscribe for more psychology-based insights on healing, confidence, and rebuilding your life after heartbreak.